We talk about creativity like it's some kind of magic, right? This mysterious force that just hits you out of the blue. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if innovation actually has a blueprint, a real solid architecture behind even the wildest ideas? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is creativity just magic? Or is there a method to the madness? I mean, so many of us feel like innovation is totally unpredictable. You just hope for the best and wait for that spark to hit. And hey, if you're in any kind of leadership role, you know this feeling all too well. Trying to drive innovation can feel like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. It feels impossible, right? But what if it didn't have to be? Let's talk about how to change that, because there is a reliable process you can use to actually cultivate creativity on purpose. Okay, here's the game plan. We're gonna walk through a 4-stage roadmap. Think of it as a journey, taking an idea from just a tiny little flicker all the way to a tangible, solid reality. It's basically a guide for channeling all that creative energy your team has. All right, here are the 4 big steps in the creative process: preparation, incubation, illumination, and finally, verification. Now, each one of these plays a super crucial and really distinct role. Once you get this flow, you start moving creativity from something that just happens by chance to something you can actually choose to make happen. So yeah, let's break them down. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the foundation. We're gonna look at those first 2 stages, preparing and incubating. This is all about setting the scene, It's the groundwork you have to lay before you can even hope for that big breakthrough moment. And believe me, this is where the real work starts. So, phase 1 is preparation. And what I love about this stage is that it's the total opposite of just sitting around and waiting for inspiration to strike. Nope, this is an active phase. It's about diving headfirst into a topic, just soaking up every bit of information you can find, and getting crystal clear on the exact problem you're trying to solve. So what does that actually look like? Well, let's imagine a software team that's trying to stop customers from leaving. The preparation phase isn't just, looking at a spreadsheet, no way. It's talking to people who've already left. It's analyzing every single click a user makes. It's digging into what the competition is doing. And most importantly, it's about framing the challenge differently. Instead of just saying, hey, let's reduce churn, you ask, how do we make our service absolutely essential within the first 30 days? See the difference? That's the kind of sharp focus that leads to real solutions. Okay, so after all that intense, focused work, comes a stage that feels like it makes no sense at all. It's called incubation, and this is where you intentionally step back from the problem. I mean, think about an architect. He's been staring at blueprints for weeks on end and then just goes for a long hike. That's incubation. It's this subconscious phase where your brain is still churning away in the background, making connections you just can't force when you're staring a problem in the face. And look, the goal here isn't to slack off, not at all. It's actually super strategic. You're giving your brain the breathing room it needs to form all these new, unexpected connections. This is how you let those fresh insights just kind of bubble up naturally without trying to force it. Plus, it's an amazing way to keep from getting totally burned out. All right, so you've done the hard prep work, you've let the ideas incubate, and now we get to the really exciting part, the breakthrough. This is when the idea finally shows up and, well, it's also where we figure out if that idea can actually survive out in the wild. This stage is all about that aha moment. The eureka moment? It feels like it comes out of absolutely nowhere. Just poof, there it is. But the truth is, it's a direct result of all that heavy lifting you did in the preparation and incubation stages. It just goes to show how beautifully these steps all work together. But listen, having a great idea, that's just the starting line. Now comes the final, and you could argue the most critical stage, verification. This is where you take that shiny new idea and you put it through its paces. You've got to be tough on it, really rigorous, and turn it from a cool concept into something that actually, works. And you have to be really systematic about it. You ask the hard questions. Does this idea really solve the original problem we identified way back in the preparation stage? Then you tweak it, you refine it based on feedback, and you keep going until you've transformed it into something that has a real, measurable impact. This is how creativity stops being a fuzzy concept and starts driving actual results. Okay, so now we've got the 4 stages down. Let's switch gears and talk about maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, your role as a leader in all this. Because here's the thing, you don't just participate in this process, you're the one who has to facilitate it. See, your job isn't to be the one person with all the brilliant ideas, not at all. Your job is to be the architect. You're the one who builds the whole system, the environment, the culture, the processes that lets your team's creativity really thrive every step of the way. So think of this chart as your playbook. During preparation, your main job is to provide absolute clarity, frame the challenges for your team. When it's time for incubation, you have to actively push for downtime, encourage people to talk to other departments. Then, for elimination, you've got to create a safe space, a place where even a half-baked, kind of crazy idea can be thrown out there without anyone feeling stupid. And finally, for verification, you become the champion. You protect these new ideas, and you channel all that amazing creative energy toward a real, tangible goal. And you know what? When you, as a leader, really nail this, when you guide your team through this whole architecture, something really powerful starts to happen. You stop just crossing your fingers and hoping for a random flash of brilliance. Instead, you start building a reliable engine for innovation, one that spits out real, measurable results for your entire organization. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with the question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own team. Which one of these 4 stages needs the most work right now? Is it the deep dive of preparation, or maybe it's the critical downtime of incubation? Is it creating that safe space for illumination, or is it the tough discipline of verification? Figuring that out, well, that just might be your very first step toward building a real architecture of creativity.